All right, so welcome to another rapid fire business story of the week. This is part of our rapid fire series, and today we have an incredible guest with us, someone who's achieved extraordinary success and is here to share their unique business journey with you. We're excited to hear their insights, so let's welcome them to the show. All right, so as this is our rapid fire series, we've got 1 minute or less to answer each question. So, in a minute or less, give us the elevator pitch to your story and your life. Go.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn, and I read tarot, and people look at me and go, "You read tarot, and that's a business?" But it is a business. I'm an intuitive guide. I am a life coach, and I know you think woo-woo life coach, but I do speaking. I've written books. There's so much to this spiritual business that there's more than just the woo-woo every day. You can make good money doing this. It is a business, and I love it. It's personal growth, self-love. Every business owner should have their tarot read. My company name is Ravenheart Tarot, and I can be found on all socials. And I hail from a little place in Nova Scotia, Canada. So you can have a global business from anywhere. Well, I come from a unique background that I was always intuitive. I just didn't know what to do with it. And I had some ups and downs in my life. You know how it goes. Life is not linear. If it is, then think of it as a heart monitor. It's flatlined, and your life should have dips and valleys, just like your heart monitor. It's very succinct that way. And so, 2012, I started a network marketing business and discovered personal growth and loved it. Then I went on to 2020, taking a lot of courses in spiritual wellness and discovering who I really was. And as I do that, I want to share and educate other people. And I really believe that is my secret spice, is that I educate other people in tarot and teach them how to use it in their own lives.
So that's fascinating, and I would love to dig a little bit deeper. So tell us a bit more about what you're working on today that you're most passionate about and believe will have the biggest impact.
Well, what I'm working on is there's like two things I'm working on. I have the Coven of the WooWoo Sisterhood, which is a private membership group where I teach tarot, I teach intuition, I teach loving yourself, and not just loving yourself, but making yourself the priority in your life. I teach intuition. I teach all the woo-woo things in there, and I love the community I'm growing in there. My second thing I'm passionate about that I'm really working on today is a book, and I haven't really told a lot of people about this yet, but I'll tell you. You only have 100,000 followers, and so who's gonna know? I'm just joking. You have a lot of followers. I'm working on a book about spiritual languages, and I am so enthralled in that because I've kind of had a download that spirituality is different for everybody. So spirituality can be as unique as your fingerprint, right? And I want people to realize that and find their own spiritual journey. And that's what got me all fired up right now.
So this next question is one that every entrepreneur has dealt with. Tell us about a time where you failed. We often say failure is the first step to success. So think about a time where you failed in the past. What happened? What did you learn from it?
Oh my gosh, if you're not failing, you're not moving forward, because that's where the lessons are. Really, as I think I failed, as I failed as an employee. I don't think I ever was meant to be an employee. That doesn't mean I'm not a hard worker, or I don't do a quality job, but I am somebody that needs to be on my own timeline. And so that might be working on my marketing in the evening. It might be working on it at 5:30 in the morning. It I march to my own drum. I beat to my own drum, whatever that saying is. So I really have tried to be an employee and to work the 9 to 5, and it ends up not being good for myself. So I have failed as an entrepreneur many times as well. And they're just little failures, and you pick yourself back up, and you have your little tears, and you keep going, because that's what entrepreneurs do.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. And we're definitely going to have you back on the show to dive deeper into each of these questions. But for now, one thing that I often say is, and I tell this to my employees and the people who work with me and for me all the time, is that when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody hears it, did that tree actually fall? This brings me to this next question. How do you make sure that all of these amazing projects that you're involved in get noticed? What marketing and advertising methods have worked best for you? You've got a minute. Let's go.
Well, I'm hanging out on Facebook all the time. So marketing, I love to market through social media, and through email marketing. And so that's where I've been. That's my sweet spot. I do TikToks. I do Instagram Reels. I'm trying to embrace the memes, but I love video. And so I feel like I will make a meme, and then I'll be like, I can make a better video than this. And then I'll make a video. And so I just love to get that. That way they see my passion. They see my love for what I'm doing. They see the fire that I have. And that's how I'm getting my message out. Now, as an intuitive, I also feel sometimes that people should just be drawn to me, because that's how I am to other people. And so that has been a hurdle for me to jump over, and I think I'm on the other side of it now. But I really love video. And if you search for me, Ravenheart Tarot, you'll see me on YouTube. You will see me on TikTok. You'll see me on all the socials.
That was so awesome. We're definitely going to dive deeper into this on a later show. And as we approach our last question, before we ask people how people can get a hold of you, how people can reach you, learn more about the work that you're doing in your company, and we will include all that information in the show notes, what I wanted to ask you is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to your younger self, to our audience, and to somebody, especially somebody who's just starting out in the same niche that you're in, but just doesn't know how to start or get going? Amazing stuff. We're going to have to thank our guest today.
I would tell myself that nobody cares. Nobody cares how you read tarot. Just go read tarot. Let go of that vulnerability that somebody's going to come along and tell you that you're doing it wrong, because we don't care. Tarot is as individual. Spirituality is as an individual as the individual itself. And business is that way too, right? You are going to find your own way to do business, and that is life. We don't need to live our life on a determined society calendar. We can start a new business in our 50s. We can start a new business in our 70s. We can be successful in our 20s. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Just do what you love to do, and be the best that you can be.
Today for being a guest on Business Story of the Week. And before we cut out on this episode, I wanted to ask you, how can people get a hold of you? How can people learn more about what you're doing? And how do people engage with you? And we will transcribe this and put it in the show notes for everybody to find.
Well, I kind of said before, I'm always hanging out on Facebook. So if you look for me, Jocelyn Firth, on Facebook, you will find me. Be my friend. We can be friends. But if you want to see my website, it's ravenhearttarot.com. I'm Ravenheart Tarot on all my socials. And if you're interested, I do have a few freebies for anybody that may be interested. If you contact me through any of these avenues, you can get a free mini reading from me. You can get a intuition 7-day worksheet, and you can get a 7-day free trial into the Coven and the WooWoo Sisterhood. And once you're in there, you are going to want to stay. It is the best community of women I know. And thank you so much for having me on today.
All right, amazing. So you did it. Thank you for being a guest on the show today. Let me tell you what you can expect next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this, we're going to cut it into an episode. It will go on the Business Story of the Week page. So make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, review us, like us, go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Spotify, and this will come out in the next 30 days or so, depending on our workload and how many shows we have. We have had a lot of interest in the show lately, so we may be a little backed up, but the show will get out. In the meanwhile, we will send you clips that feel free to share on social. Also, the full episode, feel free to share any way that you like. The content is yours to share and put out there. We just ask that you mark us and tag us in the notes if you do. So in the copy, put hashtag business story of the week, link back to us. We would appreciate that. And if you think that you might be interested in doing more podcasts, live ones and studio ones, Zoom ones, Riverside ones, there's a whole host of shows that likely if you did this one and succeeded, you would probably be really great at, and a great way of getting your message out. So your host will talk to you about potentially getting you booked on a strategy call for a business story of the week's sister company, Podcast Cola, or becoming a YouTube influencer through Viral Mirage. Thanks again for being a part of this. Looking forward to working with you.